Continuing on the 11th order, the House has before it House Bill 1211, which has been read. Mr. Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, engrossed House Bill 1211, introduced by Representatives Damshin, Grandy, and Ruby, and Senator Siddi. Engrossed House Bill 1211 is a bill for an act to amend and reenact sections 15.1-23-01, -02-03, -06-08, and -17 of the North Dakota Century Code relating to home education. Mr. Speaker, your Education Committee recommends amendments which were passed on the previous sixth order. When so amended and engrossed recommends do pass on engrossed House Bill 1211 by a vote of 12 yeas, 3 nays, and 0 absent not voting. Mr. Speaker.
Representative Carls.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker and members of the Assembly, House Bill 1211 will simply remove the sunset clause placed on House Bill 1171 in the 2009 legislative session, which gave additional freedom to parent educators. It will also mandate that all school districts of residence supply the Department of Public Instruction with the number of statements of intent filed in their district. Currently, statements of intent to home educate are filed for ages 7 through 16 with the school districts where they live, but not all districts report all of these letters of intent to DPI. Under House Bill 1211, they must. Homeschoolers in North Dakota have been operating successfully for the past 22 years. They have proven they can both socialize and educate their children very effectively. Some of you may have visited the Great Hall on February 3rd for Home Education Day at the Capitol. Homeschooled children are testing above average on mandated nationally normed standardized achievement tests, which are still required by statute in grades 4, 6, 8, and 10. For those who may be concerned about any child that may drop through the cracks, there remains in the current law a procedure for remediation of children who test below the 30th percentile on standardized achievement tests, and for those who are developmentally disabled. If a child scores below the 30th percentile, the law currently requires that a multidisciplinary team is formed to determine if the child is disabled, and a remediation plan must be developed. Also, for problems not related to education, there remain many protections through social services. In a legislative session where funding and requests abound, homeschoolers are not asking for anything. They are saving public education hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. They simply ask to be allowed to continue to operate under the provisions of last session's statutory changes, which were agreed to by this body with a vote of 61 to 33. Those changes have produced no verifiable difficulties of any kind in the past 2 years. House Bill 1211 will reaffirm our 2009 support for homeschooling families by removing the sunset clause. It will also provide more accurate numbers of the homeschooling community by requiring that each school district provide the number of statements of intent to the DPI. Your Education Committee gave this amended bill a 12-3 do pass recommendation, and we ask that you concur. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, the House has before it for final consideration House Bill 1211. The clerk will open the key and you may record your vote. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? The key will be closed and the clerk will take the record. Final vote shows 75 yea, 19 nay. House Bill 1211 is declared passed and to which the title is agreed. Continuing on the 11th order, the House has before it House Bill 1229, which has been read. Mr. Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, engrossed House